Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Great Scott! There's no crying in baseball!
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
This is where the fun begins.
Morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That's right. We are tier ranking every movie poster from every movie that I reviewed in 2024. So I reviewed 45 movies in this last year, and I wanted to make at least one video that was just something different as far as style goes. I did my top 10 and my worst 10, but it was still kind of the same style and very structured, and I just wanted to do a video that was a little different. And something I really enjoy is movie posters. Now, I did have a little bit of trouble trying to record and also change tabs so that you guys could see, or I can see at the same time as you guys, these posters as they're a little bigger. So that didn't really work out. So hopefully in editing, I'll just be able to make these bigger on the right side so that you guys can kind of see them in a little bit more detail. If a little of them, if a bunch of them look a little funky, it's because I tried to pick I tried to have like a standard as far as choosing my movie posters. So all of these movie posters are the posters that are represented in IMDb because they had the most posters out of anybody, and sometimes they came out a little small, so I had to enhance them with an AI upscaler. So sometimes the posters might look a little weird. If they do, that's why. But hopefully in editing it will look a little better, and you guys will be able to look at them as they are large. But otherwise, let's just get started. The first poster I'm going to do is Wicked here, and honestly, I think we're starting out with a banger. I think this is an S tier poster. This is a good poster. I really enjoy it. I like the colors. I enjoy kind of this how it's kind of cut in half. You got the two different sides. I think the background is nice. I like the Emerald City in the background, the flying monkeys. I think everything about it is honestly really nice. This is a quality poster that I feel was actually had some time put into it, and some love, some art was put into making this poster, and I think it's worthy of having in like your home movie, center on the wall or whatever. I just think it's a solid poster. The next poster we got is Gran Turismo. This is kind of just it's a very mid poster for me. It has parts that I don't like and parts that I do like. So it's kind of just generic, but I do like the cars in it. I like the fact that there's that sunset going on, and they don't just kind of they don't just paste the characters in front of the poster and everything else is behind it. They're kind of tucked down in the background, and it's kind of got this unique little section to it. I really don't mind it, but it's just not that good, and it's not that bad. I think B tier is pretty good for it. It's kind of just a mid poster. Now, Heretic, I think this is a poster that kind of looks bland from the beginning, but I have it as an A tier kind of poster. I like this poster. I feel like it has an atmosphere to it that I enjoy, but I really enjoy these two little wooden dolls in the middle. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, I feel like the poster is just kind of gives that tone, but the dolls don't really make sense. But once you watch the movie, actually those little dolls are in the movie, so it's kind of cool to have them there. I just enjoy it. I really enjoy the tone that it gives off. I think it's like a fairly solid poster, but I can't give it an S tier. I feel like it just doesn't have enough creativity, but it's a solid poster. Now, the Fall Guy, this is honestly a really boring poster. This is a poster that needed some love, and it was really put together like last minute. This is a C kind of poster, I think. It's not quite F. Honestly, the only thing saving it is I'm kind of a sucker for the color blue, so I do like the blue in it. But I do like this guy falling in the middle of the A. I feel like there's a little bit of effort put into this movie poster, but honestly, it's really bland and boring. I really dislike when movie posters just plop all of the characters in front of you, and then that's kind of it. There's not much to look at. It's just such a boring poster. I don't get why you wouldn't just spend a little more time to make it a little more creative and eye-catching. I feel like a good movie poster can really help with its popularity, because the creativity kind of translates. People think, well, if the movie poster looks cool and has some creativity to it, well, then the movie's probably pretty cool. It probably has some creativity to it. So I don't know why, but it seems like it's a trend with these newer movies that they just don't put that much effort into it. Speaking of that, we've got Borderlands. This is this is a boring poster. I don't like it at all. The only thing I do like is I like the colors. That's what's saving it. So it's going to go C tier because I like the colors of this poster. But honestly, it is such a boring poster. Again, it's just like it's a Brady Bunch in the front. And that's kind of it. It's just not a poster that's worthy of keeping around at all. And honestly, doesn't seem like there's that much effort put into it. Something they missed out on is, though the movie isn't shot in the style of the video game, they very much could have done a movie poster in the style of the video game, and there's just like some easy ideas here that would have made it easily a much better poster that I just don't even think they tried. I don't think they cared that much. The only thing that's kind of saving it for me is the coloring there. Next is Space Jam: A New Legacy, and this poster, I don't know how to feel about it because I kind of like the colors, but it's so bland. It is so bland. I feel like if I put Borderlands in C tier, I've got to put Space Jam: A New Legacy in C tier because they're really just similar posters. So I think I'm going to do that. I have a hard time because I don't know quite where to put um, an F tier poster. I feel like I just have to not like the poster at all, and it's not that I don't like it. I just think it's really boring. I like the colors though. There's something I can redeem from it. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick that in that C tier. I don't think they put much effort into that one at all. Now, Alien Romulus. I think this is debatable, but personally, this is in A tier, and I think the movie is kind of helping with this for me here, but I really like the tone of that poster. I like the red in it. The red is just like it's a nice creepy red. I enjoy looking at it. And what keeps this from being an S tier kind of poster to me is the face hugger is just, it doesn't look good. And when you blow this picture up and kind of see it in better detail, it just doesn't look that good. You can tell it was poorly edited. If they actually put effort into making the facehugger look better, I think this could easily be an S tier. I like it. I think it has a nice, cool color and tone to it, and it kind of captures your attention. If you've never seen Alien, I think you're interested in what the heck this facehugger is. But because it just doesn't have that, it doesn't look that great as far as editing, I'm just going to keep it at that A tier. But I think that's kind of a personal take that I just enjoy the color of that one. Now, Fury, again, this is a poster that seems like it just has no effort. It's just boring. You could have included something as far as, the fact that it's centered around a tank. You could have done something with that, and they just didn't. Everybody's just piled onto the tank. Like, it's just not a good poster. I honestly don't even really like anything about it. So I'm actually gonna put it F tier. I think it's a bad poster. I don't like anything about it. I like something about it. I can pick something out. But Fury, honestly, it's just boring and bland, and I don't know why anyone would want to look at that one. It's just not that good. I wish they would have put more effort into that one. Next, we've got The Whole Nine Yards. I think you could easily put this in the F territory, but honestly, I kind of like the coloring of it. I like the kind of the cream background, but yeah, it's a really, really boring poster here. You just, again, you put all the characters in the front, and then you don't really care about what's in the background. It's just really, really boring. I wish they would have put a little more effort in that one. Now, No Country for Old Men, I kind of like this poster. I do feel like there's some effort in it. I do like this kind of like ominous figure in the background. I don't know if it's really quite worthy of A. I think this is a B tier kind of poster. I think it's solid. It has some aspects that are good. I don't know how memorable it is. There's not like a unique aspect that I really like other than just kind of having this face in the background. It's a little creepy. I just feel like it's a very average poster. Next, we've got Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, and honestly, I think this is an A tier kind of poster. I like this poster. I think it's interesting. I really like the background going on. Out of all of the cool moments in this movie, which there really isn't that many, they did choose a good one to represent this part of the movie and put on the front. I mean, this is the cool aspect of the movie. The tunnel that's like kind of kind of goes back in time. It's kind of interesting. I think it's creepy. I wish they would have filled it out a little bit more, but I like it. I don't. It's definitely not an S tier, but I think it's better than average. I think it definitely has a creepy feel to it. Next, we've got Frogman. This is by far, I think, my favorite poster of the year. It is so cool. This is easily an S tier kind of poster. Um, I love it. I think it's so cool. I really like that they made the trees and the lighting that kind of look like a frog, and then you've got the frog man going into this kind of like marshy area. I think it really gives the tone that it needs to for the movie, but I just like it. I think it was really creative. I really love this like frog image in the front. I just think this is what movie posters should be. It should be something that points out the uniqueness of your movie and shows your creativity. And I think this poster does it the best. It is so good. I wish more movies would put time and effort into making cool posters like this one. Like this is something I think honestly this is a movie poster I will buy in my life if someone makes it. I don't know if it's popular enough for someone to make a poster, but if they did, I would buy it. I think it's so cool. I would totally have this in my little man cave or movie theater or whatever. Next is Sonic 3, and this is a B tier. I mean, it's just such an average. Again, it's got all the people in the front, but I do think it's a little more interesting because there's a lot of color and they kind of got a background going on. And they got Shadow on the bike. I just think there's a little bit more to catch your eye than something like Borderlands. They're trying to put a little bit more in there, but it's just a really mediocre kind of poster. Now we've got The Martian, and this is an absolute F. This is terrible. This is not a good poster at all. You want to talk about not putting in any effort? Like, I barely know, like, I don't even know that much about editing videos, and I could make this poster so easily. It is just no effort put into this at all. I wish they would have put more time into this. I mean, it's just downright awful. They literally just spent no time on it. Next is A Million Ways to Die in the West, and this is just again, I think this is a C tier kind of poster. It's okay, it's got the characters up in the front, but I like the font of The Million Ways to Die in the West. I kind of like the coloring. It's a decent looking poster, but it's just super. It's not unique at all. It's super unoriginal. It just has the characters and that's all, and it's just sad when you could put some effort in and make a better poster. Next we've got The Mist. This is an A tier kind of poster. I like this poster. I think it definitely gives an atmosphere and is a little creepy to look at, which I think it's kind of seen a trend here. I think some of the creepiness comes out on some of these uh, horror posters that makes it a little bit cooler than something like maybe a comedy, but I like the atmosphere it gives. I think it's kind of got some creepy imaging, but I don't really like the colors going on there. That's kind of holding it back for an S tier for me. It doesn't have anything in it that's really jumping out, but I just think it's kind of got a cool look to it. Now next is Speak No Evil, and I'm going to put this in B tier. I think this is an average kind of poster. I think they're doing a good job of I like that his positioning where he's kind of got his finger over his mouth. I think it's kind of creepy, and that it's mostly black, but honestly it's kind of unoriginal. I mean, it's fairly boring, but it kind of conveys some sort of tenseness. I think it's decent, but it's not doing anything cool and it's not doing anything terrible here. Next we got Gladiator 2, which this is just one of those posters where it's just a collage of images from the movie. I don't mind it. I think I'm gonna put it B tier. I kind of like it, and I think that's a little bit of bias from just being a guy and liking some of the aspect of the movie, the gladiator aspect, the Roman aspect. I think the images are interesting to look at, but again, I just think it's kind of a cop out for being original. You could have done something with a lot more flair and made it a lot more interesting, but instead you've just kind of put images from the movie on a board and said, here you go, this is all you get. Next, we've got Trap, and this is kind of a painfully boring poster. I'm gonna put it C tier. I like the red in it. I like that the A is kind of in the eyeball is in the A of Trap. I think that's a interesting little touch, but honestly, it's not that good. It's really boring. It doesn't seem like they put much effort at all into making this poster. Next is Redline, and this one's a hard one for me to put here. I like I feel like it is somewhat creative, but honestly the yellow is I don't like the yellow, so I think that'll put me at B. I think they were trying to capture like a little bit of an image, but I mean, if you've watched this movie, there are so many crazy aspects to this movie. There's so many moments that I think you could have captured in a poster that would have given this movie justice. I think this poster is just kind of a little boring for this movie. But I mean, I do think there was some effort put in there, and I know it's hand drawn, which I think is kind of cool. Next, we've got Reagan. This is, I mean, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I guess I'll put it C because I kind of like the coloring in the background. It's kind of got like this American flag look going on, but again, it's just a character in the front with a not so interesting background. That's kind of a trend going on. I don't love it, but there's not parts I love about it, but it's not one to say F tier, but man, I don't think there was much effort put into this one either. Next is Smile 2. I think this is a B tier kind of poster. I think it's okay. I mean, the smile thing, they've got that going on. I think it's kind of creepy looking. Um, but I don't know. It's really bland. Again, it's just a character on the front with a little bit different style going on, but not enough for me to really praise it. I just think it's a very average poster. Next, we've got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and honestly, this is an S tier poster. This is a good poster. When I think about this movie, um, I don't know what else they would have put there to make it cooler. I know there's a lot going on, but I just think the atmosphere of this poster is really cool. I like this poster quite a bit. Unfortunately, the movie is not nearly as good as the poster, but I think it's good. I think this had effort. I think it had a kind of feeling that it was trying to portray. And I mean, I'm a sucker for blues and greens, so this blue is I really enjoy kind of this icy white blue going on, and it's just a color palette that I enjoy, and I think the imaging is really cool. Now, next we've got Twisters. I don't know how to feel about this poster. It's okay. I don't know if it's A tier or B tier for me. Mm, this is a hard one. I think honestly, I think I'm gonna give it A tier because I like the font of the Twisters. I like the tornado in the background, and though the characters are just kind of looking the wrong way, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I just kind of like the poster. I think it's a decent poster. It's probably just a little bit of personal bias there. Next, we've got Joker Folie à Deux, and I mean, it's okay. It's not that good of a poster. I think it's a B tier kind of poster. I like the coloring, um, but again, it's just the characters. I mean, you're not doing anything cool. You're not doing anything unique. It's just kind of existing without having parts I dislike, but parts I like either. Now, Treasure Island. Oh man, this is a movie that went straight to TV, I believe. So I don't know how much effort you really put into making a movie poster for a movie that goes straight to TV. I think this is a B tier or C tier kind of poster. I'll give it B because I think it gives you a good amount to look at, but it's just kind of the characters there, and the font's kind of cool, but I mean it's just okay. I don't think it's anything memorable. Terrifier 3. I think this is. I think this is F tier. Now, I think you could debate it to be C tier. I think my problem with this is that you could have easily made a cooler poster, especially seeing the trend here, I think horror movies are much easier to make cool posters because you have a feeling that you can give off here, and you want to kind of put some nervousness or fear or just anxiousness into looking into the poster. And honestly, this is so boring. Like, it's just him, and I don't know. I guess you could think he's kind of creepy looking, but when I see this poster, it's just there's nothing memorable about it at all. And talk about like a lack of effort. It doesn't really seem like there was much effort put into this at all. The whole movie is Christmas themed, and they don't have any Christmas things in the poster that I can see. So I mean, I just don't. It just doesn't seem like there's that much effort in it. It had a lot of potential to be like a pretty good poster. Now we've got Mufasa, the Lion King. This is kind of a nice one to look at. So I think I'm gonna put this A tier. I think this has a lot of nice things to look at. Um, I don't think I can put it S tier. It's not that good, but I like the coloring. This is just the characters, but the characters are animals, so that does make it. It's kind of like Sonic 3. It does make it a little bit more interesting when they're not just like people on the front. I think it's a solid poster. I think it looks pretty cool, but I don't know if it's unique enough or interesting enough to make it an S tier. Next, we got Conclave. This is, I like the cross built into it. I think that's pretty interesting. But it's kind of just a boring poster. I think this is a B tier. It's not that bad of a poster, but it's not that good. It just kind of exists. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I think they're giving you a good amount to look at, but yeah, I think this is a B tier. I don't know. I don't know what else they could have done here. I guess it's kind of interesting. Yeah, you know what? I'll put it A tier. I think it's a decent. I don't know what else they would have done here with their design. I think this is a pretty good design, but I just don't know if there was that much more that could have been done. It's not super creative, but they do give you a lot to look at. The colors are kind of nice, and I feel like it kind of matches the theme of the movie, which is, it's just that kind of actiony movie. So it's got this really actiony poster. I think it's a decent poster, actually. Next, we've got Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Yeah, I think this is a B tier. It's just not good. It's not bad. It just kind of exists. Again, you kind of got this just like Brady Bunch going on, but there's like a good amount to look at. I really like the colors in the background. I think it has this kind of, fallish Halloween theme. So I feel like it does a good job, but they probably could have been a lot more creative with this one. Civil War. You know, I put this in A. Maybe I should put it in B. Yeah, I think it's a B tier. I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's got you thinking. I lied. I'm gonna put it in A. I think it's got you thinking about what the movie's about. I like the whole them being propped up on Lady Liberty's torch here. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense. She's not really. You're not really gonna be hitting anything with a sniper rifle. But I think the image is thought provoking. It's making you think about what the movie's about, and I kind of like it. I don't mind it. I feel like the imagery is there to make it somewhat memorable, but not S tier memorable. Next, we've got Christine. This is a boring poster. I don't know how much more they could have done with the theme. I think this is I don't know if it's C or F for me. I don't want to put it F because I I kind of have like a bias towards this movie. I kind of like the movie and its cheesiness, but the poster itself, I mean, I think I'll put it F. It's kind of boring. No, I'm putting it C. I lied. I'm sorry. Putting it C. I think the headlights aspect is kind of cool. I think that is something that is like supposed to be spooky in the movie, and they're trying to capture that in a poster, but it just kind of doesn't work without the context. I don't know. You could put it in F, and I wouldn't really yell at you, but I think my own bias for this movie is gonna put it C. Step Brothers. This is an S tier. This is an iconic photo here. I mean, perfect. I don't know if they could have made a better poster for that movie. That is such an iconic picture. It's such a good picture. It captures like the sarcastic aspect of the movie so well. I love this poster. I think it's funny. I think it's great. I think it does exactly what the movie is trying to get through to you. And yeah, I mean, it's just so iconic. Everybody knows that poster. Next is It Ends With Us. I kind of like the colors, but it's kind of boring. I don't know. This one is a book, so maybe it's referencing more of the kind of the book in the style, but I think it's decent. But I mean, there's nothing there to really. The colors are nice, but it's kind of boring. Not really that unique. Next, we got Venom: The Last Dance. I don't know how to feel about this. This is Venom's kind of saving this poster for me, but I think it's another B tier. I think it's right down the middle. It's just okay. Venom is saving it because Venom looks cool, and I like that they're kind of back to back, but I don't know. I just think you could have done more with this poster. I think it was it's kind of lackluster here. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, another B tier. I mean, another poster that you could have done a lot more with, but you didn't. It's just not that good. I wish they would have tried a little harder. It just seems like they don't. Nobody tries that hard for posters anymore. And yeah, I just think it's a very middle of the road poster. Craven the Hunter. I think it's an F tier. I don't like this poster at all. Maybe if I liked some of the coloring, I could save it in the C tier. But honestly, it's so boring. It's just him. It's literally just him, and he's not even doing anything cool. He's just staring off into the distance. Yeah, I don't think there was any effort made to make a cool poster here. Next, we've got Moana 2. I like the colors of this one. I feel like I got to put that A tier because I just like the way it looks. It is a very stereotypical poster for like an animated film, but I like everything going on. There's a lot going on, and the colors are really nice. I just think that's a personal preference. I just enjoy a lot of what's going on in that poster. Next, we got the Wild Robot, and this might be debated, but I think this is an S tier kind of poster. I love this poster. I think it is such a cozy poster. It looks so just warm and cozy and nice. I feel like it captures this kind of kid aspect to the movie really well. Of course, it is helped by the fact that the actual art in the movie is really, really nice. So I think it's an S tier. I think it's good. It's simple, but it really, like I said, it just looks so comfortable. It looks like a nice, warming poster. I just enjoy it. I would enjoy looking at it. This one's also probably helped by the fact that like I really like the movie, and looking at this poster really reminds me of kind of the feelings that this movie brought up for me. Next, we've got Red One. I mean, it's okay. Hey, we got the Brady Bunch here. I don't know. I think I'm getting a little lax, but I'll put it in B. It's very stereotypical. I do like the bottom section is kind of what's helping for me, but honestly, it's just so bland. It's such a normal poster. Next, we've got Toy Story. I like this poster. I think this is a decent poster. It's kind of held back by the fact that it was animated and it's from 1995, so the animation is not amazing. But so the colors are kind of bland, but it's a solid poster. I think they were actually. I like the imagery. The characters in it are kind of iconic, so it kind of helps the poster in that aspect. But they weren't just kind of putting the characters sitting there looking cool. They're actually kind of doing something. So I think it's kind of an interesting poster, and I think it warrants being in the A tier. Next, we got Deadpool and Wolverine. This is this is a boring poster, personally. I'm going to do C tier because I feel like most people just enjoy the image of those two fighting, but honestly, it's kind of just a boring poster. I don't like the white background. I don't really care that much for them fighting, but I feel like it's kind of the two characters are just so well known that most people are gonna like it because of that, and I won't lie, I kind of like it because I just know those characters. Next, we've got Nosferatu. Dude, this is an okay poster. I think it's kind of like Deadpool and Wolverine for me, where I just don't love the black and white's okay. I don't like the white background that much. I think this one's kind of a loss of potential here. I feel like this poster could have been way cooler, but instead it's just like the hand. Actually, I'm gonna move up to B tier, but I don't think it's that great. I think there's a lot more you could have done and made it a lot more creepy or had more of a vampire aspect to it. But instead, they just kind of got this somewhat creepy image, but kind of boring and unoriginal. Last, we've got Transformers 1, and this is, I don't know, this, again, you just kind of got the characters plopped in there with like a semi-interesting background. Again, I guess it's just a B tier. We got a lot of average posters this year. I think it's okay. I like the colors, but again, it's just like the characters with a somewhat interesting background, and that's it. That's all the posters for all the movies that I reviewed this year. Kind of a longer form video. Let me know your opinion on it. Let me know what you think about some of these posters. Let me know what you think about the video itself, about trying to make something that's just a little bit of a different format. Um, Honestly, I think posters have kind of lost their luster. I say that, but there's 4 S tiers for me. I thought these were really good posters, but I feel like there's a lot of posters that are just they don't try that hard, and I wish they would, because I think they're really cool. And I think more people would be interested in them, and you could probably make like a pretty good profit selling posters and stuff, if you actually put a lot of effort into the art, and you'd probably sell more tickets if the art was better, but I feel like they don't do it that much, so I really like it when I come across a poster that I think is just really, really cool. But other than that, go check out my top 10 videos if you're interested. Every single movie here I reviewed, so I've got a video on every single one of these movies, and I rank them against the same movies that released in the same year, decade, and all time. So go check those out if you're interested. But otherwise, that's all I've got. I'm Mr. Majoritarian. Stay classy, San Diego.